Hey YouTube, hey Instagram. Do I look at this card right now? What's going on? I'm excited. Happy 7/22. This is Divinely God Day, yo. I love it. Thank you for joining on both YouTube and Instagram, wherever you may be. I'm thoroughly excited to come at you with a reading. It's very, so excuse me if I'm not making, respectful eye contact, but at the same time, just listening out of my mouth. Do I go over anything? Okay, so I just wanted to announce that I'm pretty much, and I say pretty much, I'm pretty much diving into this tarot oracle card business. So I'm really that I'm ready and that it's time, and energetically I feel great. Thank you, God. That's what I gotta say. So yeah, so I just definitely want to make sure that, and by the way, if there's like some noise in terms of like just noise, like a sound, there's AC's running in the background, so I'm gonna try to talk, regular, but other than that, I'm gonna do my best, So yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would love for if you like any one of these videos that you come across, I would really appreciate you offering it to a friend and kind of letting them know about it, just because I really do want to make spirituality my business going forward. And yeah, because it is all up in my biz anyway, so I might as well just share it with the world. But yeah, so that is my intention, is to really go full time with this, with doing readings. So if you can just spread the word and get the word out there, that would be amazing. Yeah, so let's get into it. So, and I thank you in advance for doing that, by the way, wholeheartedly, deep-heartedly, just genuine-heartedly. I appreciate that a whole lot. So thank you. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do, I already received that it's going to be about a 20-minute read. I'm going to pull cards and see what happens. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now at all? Okay. In case that is for anybody out there, my mind is free. Ooh, I love that. I don't know if I was supposed to peek on that one, to be honest with you. And check it with it. They were saying you were not supposed to peek on that. All right, but that's all good. So sometimes I'm a rebel. Like I can't help it. I just get curious. Guys, there is some interesting, beautiful, give me 1 second. Sorry. Shit, I didn't turn off any of these alerts, so I'm sorry. But basically, sorry guys, I'm gonna hold it from here so you can kind of see it. I know there's like a glare, but we're just gonna have to get over it. What was I gonna say? This immediately, there is something that you've just literally let go of or are thinking about letting. I want to say that I'm getting internally, did let go of it. It was something given over to our hands here that are kind of like has been let go and been set free. Now it's very interesting because just like this could be a scenario of sorts. Today I had a bird, literally it was like a falcon, fly with me. If you follow me on Facebook and what I post, I literally had that happen to me. So to me, I feel like spirit is coming through birds. So that could be a sign for you today in terms of like really noticing something like out of the blue, unique, totally like just letting you know that what you did was proper for you. And also don't hold on to any of the guilt or like, what if I didn't do that? Was it the right time? I feel like it's very interesting with this Capricorn and actually no, now we're going into Leo today. So, but it's all transitional and it's all relative anyway. So it's interesting with the Cancer season, we had kind of let go of, or we were kind of like in our emotions about letting go of something. And I feel like we did. So this could have been like something earlier on today or even last night. And something that you kind of let go that might have been painful in terms of just putting your mind to like think about it, like, damn, this is actually really happening, or you're just kind of like thinking to yourself like again, you're kind of going back and forth. And the Cancerian energy that was just yesterday, if you're making any decisions, it's kind of crazy because you were like emotional about it, and you were maybe more emotional than usual about it, but then you were also very concrete about it. So you were kind of going back and forth, like, should I do this, should I not? But I feel kind of bad. And so this spirit is just showing up today to let you know that you did everything okay. And not only that, but I mentioned birds being like a confirmation of sorts that you are now like free to go, free flying. Like this, there was a death to it, but you kind of, again, with these hands, you kind of let it all go. You gave it up to God. But there was something else that I wanted to say there, is that you could be seeing other signs in terms of just other signs that have a lot to do with whatever you have let go of, which is also confirmation. So like, do I go into it? Okay, so like for one of my signs yesterday. Oh, well, do I really go into it? All right, I actually, I'm like, they're telling me yes, but I kind of don't want to, because I just don't want to, like, it's just, fuck that. That's, we're not going to go there. Like, I guess I could, but I'm choosing not to, just because it's a little awkward for me, and I don't know how to dismiss it, or I don't know. Spirit, do you want me to say it? Okay, they really do want me to say it. Okay. Funny enough, the company showed up in front of my face, and I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. Why would that fucking happen? And meanwhile, it's not like a company that's normally like, commercialized or talked about or whatever. Like, I don't see it normally. You did okay. Also, I'm getting that you might get like names that come out of it too. Like if you ended it with a person, you might see their name a lot, to be like, okay, this is kind of like, this is what you were supposed to do. So today, and I'm blessing you with this, is you are not to worry any longer or hold on to the guilt of what needed to be done. You just literally needed to put that out there and kind of call the shots on your life. And amen to that. I'm all about that. And so we can let this go now. This is so it's kind of like you really did, strictly talking to Instagram right now, so I'm really sorry, but I can't even do two things at once. So this is like literally like getting me all fucking crazy, but it's all good. We're gonna have it set up, in due time, or set it up properly in due time. So there's a shadowy side. There was like an unknown, like you had something in your grasp, and it was just unknown to you what to do with it, but you did a great job because you either let it go to spirit, or you literally let go of what needed. And you're like literally like your spirit is soaring into the lighter side of things. So you did great. You know what I'm saying? Guys, in life is to let people know how to get on their brighter path, brighter future, and not to fuck around, because we got no time. We got no time to fuck around in this life with any of the shit that brings us down. That's like literally what I believe in. What was I gonna say? And I'm pretty cutthroat at it, to be honest with you. Like, people don't realize, they think I'm like, Tina's, no, like, I'm super kind to, oh, Tina's so kind, just gonna stick around. Her kindness, the moment I see fucking this, I fucking take flight. I'm just like, wait a second. No, gotta go. what I'm saying? So, if I've ever done that to you, I'm definitely letting go of my worry and that held on guilt, because it's like, you know, people know what they're fucking doing. Let's be real. Like, when they're like, and actually bust through them, like, I make sure that I actually see them first and seek them out first, and then, and a lot of the times unnecessary bullshit comes through a lot of people's emotions that they have not processed on their own. So they think that they can take it out on other people, but if you know that your takes to literally pay attention to, you know, pay attention to the shadow, you know, tell your shadow to, you know, simmer down. Fuck. They're like, energetically, we deal with way too fucking much to even deal with somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is, this came up before in conversation. We are our own responsibilities, even when you have kids. Okay. To literally get to know yourself better, and you gotta be less, not less understanding, like, this is to the best of your ability. Literally, you treated this person right to the best of your ability, just like you should be fucking treating everybody on the same equal fucking level. Equality is real, guys. Then you literally you literally don't have to sit there and, you know, and analyze all this bullshit. You can actually move on from it. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy. It's very easy to do, but I guess some people get caught up, like, you know, I wonder why this was this and that. And it's like, okay, it's a good thing to fault, but at the same time, like, it's good to learn from it, to reflect upon it, to learn from it. But you don't have to stay there, just like in your shadowy emotions. Like, oh, you feel real and humble, and you know, you feel the negative emotions, and not to ignore them, because they're there for a reason too. But don't fucking party with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just know, like, they're gonna bring you down. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be on to the next in terms of that. Is there anything more else to say about that card? They're telling me yes. What I'm getting is C. Okay. See clearly is what's coming out. I think they're also confirming, not dwell, I guess, on the entire thing, because you saw it in a clear sense. So there's nothing to worry about, and don't hold on to the guilt because you saw it clearly. I think that's what's coming through. Yeah, they're telling me, yeah. So, so good job. It might not have been easy emotionally, or what you're about to let go of, because this is like an all day lasting type of thing. Yeah, and like, yeah. So we still got time for this day to end. So yeah, so just letting you know that this could be literally for today as well. This might not have happened yet, but, and if you don't, like, you say to yourself, you don't know what to do here, but you actually absolutely know what to do here. It just takes a little courage to get past it and to actually do something about it. And so I'm sending you that courageousness, because you need that brave, the braveheartedness to actually kind of get through it. Okay, to get past it, to get through it, to handle it, get through it, and get past it. You know what I'm saying? And what Spirit's also saying here is very interesting. It's like we have one like doing card and one remember me by the happy memories we created. So I love how like one really blends really well with the other one, where it's like, you know, this is something that if your mind decides to go to, like, here's, okay, this is interesting. Here's your heart card. Okay. Here's your heart card. Sorry, YouTube. Here's your heart card, the card that just came out, and here is your mind. So it's like, okay, so if your mind is trying to hold on to try to fucking figure shit out, like, you know, where do we go wrong here? How can I have made things better? All that shit. Just know that whatever you spirit has a funny way of having you. This also came up in conversation. Spirit has a funny way of placing you in certain scenarios from possibly a past life that you that you didn't know why you were even fucking going into it. Like, it could look like, you know, an employment. It could look like a relationship. It could look like anything that you were basically placed into to end shit, but also create good memories out of it for like the next lifetime. And then that's basically what Spirit's asking you to do. It's like, this is the bigger picture. Isn't that funny that this is kind of closed? I'm not saying that, just saying, like, you know, people care for their heart, so they kind of like to tuck it away, like it's like, you know, in a what's the word that I want to call, like a, what is it, security, I gotta say it out loud, is it security safe security secure, whatever, safe, I guess, like in a secure safe, right? So yeah, so it's like that makes a lot of sense. So the memories also are kind of, I mean, they absolutely are recognized by the heart, but the memories are also kind of like, it does really kind of get filed in the brain. So so that's what like the A team wants you to know. It's like, just remember the positivity that came from all of it, and what you've learned and what you've observed, and basically, you know, to let you to create vows, virtues, vibes, and values off of all of what you've taken in regarding the experience, right? So it's not like, this is how you kind of better create your life, to say, I'm no longer going to tolerate this shit. And then you then basically turn around and say, I will tolerate this shit because I loved what came out of it, right? So it's just very interesting. Do I go into my opinion about it? Okay. So for instance, with the employment that I had to kind of like move on from, I literally know that one of the memories I will take is, you know, what I've learned in terms of how to run a successful company, right? Like, I love systems. I love to see how people, you know, are operating, you know what I'm saying? Operating their lives, operating their businesses. Like, and I love to like make it, like, because I find it such like of a creative outlet, right? So do I mention it now? Yeah, okay, they're wanting me to mention it. PS, I'm just letting everybody know that I'm starting this thing. It came to me this morning in the shower, for setting up successful systems. Okay. So so basically, you know, within a household, within a business, I love it. That's like one of my fucking top things to do. So they told me set up systems. So I'm like, or system setup. Like, I'm super excited to do that. So that's something that I'm actually going to promote more of. So if you do need any of that type of, you know, consulting, I'm so down, because I love designing it. I love to find out exactly how, you know, one would like to work, but also it's very interesting. A lot of us, it's kind of like a common, I'm going to say common ground thing, where all of us kind of need the same foundations. And then we can build up from there in terms of whatever else we want to make it. But I'm here to help anybody who needs that, and I'm super excited about it. So, so yeah. So that's just going to be something that I am going to kind of probably be my niche, because I'm not really, whatever, to have emotionally, within our hearts, within our mind, to basically give us this peace so that we can move forward easily towards this lighter aspect of our lives. So you really did come out of something really dense. It might have not been so like crazy, okay? But you may have dealt with this type of crazy in the past where you're just like, dude, it's like enough is enough, right? So that's why this darkness density, or this dense darkness, was like, it was an energy that you were just like, yo, fuck this. I don't deserve this, out of the self-love that I have for myself. And by the way, talk about self-love. This has been coming up a lot too. What's the word, A-team? Though it's a B word. Hold on. It's a B word. Hold on. Hold on, I have to process it out loud. You know the word that, and you guys can totally help me if you feel like it. Betrayal. Thank you. Okay, so thank you. All right, so betrayal has been like a very repetitive word for me, and that's only to basically confirm that self-love and self-care. And I've been like watching YouTube videos, which is fucking awesome. I love it. About like, how do you know that you found, the right purpose in life, or things like that, or making the right decisions in life. And this is one thing that I wanted to give to you, is also like, there's been like, so going back to what I was saying about this like dense darkness, it's like there's been this dense dark energy, and it's something that really was felt deeply that you could no longer handle. Even if to somebody else it would have been like, oh, it's no big deal, like whatever, that happens all the time. But it's like you came to this point where it's just like, no, fuck this, I don't deserve this anymore. And the only way that you realized it and you did something about it is through the aspect of, you no longer wanted to betray yourself in this essence, right? Like you didn't want to betray your feelings anymore, or knowing that your feelings actually take care of you. And if you don't like the way that something feels, and if it's not consistent with what you usually put out into the universe, then you no longer have to deal with this shit. It's not your shit to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. There's something that was dense and deep within. Thank you for that confirmation, spirit. Dense and deep, and it might have really kind of like, it really like pissed you off like deeply. That you might have dealt with like in lifetimes before, or in this life beforehand, that you were just like, listen, I'm spotting the fucking patterns, like it ends here. Like that's basically what you did for yourself. So you decided to betray yourself in these type of position, or these type of situations going forward. Like you're no longer going to accept that shit. So when I said you're learning to disconnect, just came to mind. You are learning to disconnect, absolutely. So you're learning to disconnect, which means the death of things, right? That basically, which means the death of things. But what I want to say is, you're learning from this experience of what you are going to tolerate moving forward and what you won't be tolerating moving forward, right? And like I said, with this card, please do yourself a favor, and anytime that you know, because the mind likes to be on its little wheel sometimes, that's why crazy is that type of like, I guess that's why we like express crazy like that, because it's like you're constantly, on this one cycled fucking like, wheel where it's like you can't hop off of it. So if you find yourself going and revisiting, the things over and over and over again in your head, trying to resolve it, go to this, which is remember the times, that the happy memories that were created out of this, and call it a fucking day. Like, this is what you have to do for yourself in order to kind of, self-soothe and not betray yourself anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be your own best friend. You have to be, like you have to like you have to show up for you now. You know what I'm saying? And this is maybe the event or the situation that you just dismissed yourself from, that you just pieced out of, like that probably showed you that, you know what, I really need to start showing up for myself. I really need to start actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or I really need to be hanging out with people that really fucking, you know, would respect me and love me, or treat me right, treat me like, you know, like a normal fucking human being, like with decency, you know. So it's just like all that stuff. But I know it was like it was probably a back and forth because of the fact that there were such. Here's the thing: stripes came to me in white. Like the dark was really dark and dense, but it would really disappear sometimes where the light would be so cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it comes down to where there was this equality where you were just like, okay, well, it's kind of like I have to make a decision because of the fact that I no longer want to be split between these two energies, like going back and forth, like from the dark to the light. And now it's just kind of like, no, you've chosen that. Now I get it, Spirit. Thank you. You've chosen that you want more of this light in your life rather than, and I'm so sorry, this is what I'm trying to say. You've chosen this light in your life, okay, to be more so with the light rather than to be with the dense darkness, okay? So that's what you did for yourself. That goes to you, bravo. And actually I saw bravo today. So that's like super exciting. That was one of my signs. So yeah, bravo to you that you decided that you deserve to now operate from 75% a lighter side, right, of yourself. And you're no longer going to be doing this back and forth. You're literally going to let your shadow side rip on somebody if need be. Okay, like you literally, and I give you the permission too. If your shadow side needs to come out of a cage and fucking, you know, just pounce, let it happen. I mean, if that's a natural thing, you got to let it happen. But at the same time, regulate it and keep on the light side and choose to be on the light side and choose to handle things with the light rather than pounce or react first. You know, that's kind of like the negative aspect. And yeah, so somebody had taught me shit. Oh, Gabs had taught me that today, where it's like, I can't remember. If you want to write it, if you can write it, Gabs, feel free to write it, or if you want to, I don't know. It's up to you. I was just gonna say, like, she taught me, like, you know, deal with unintelligent shit in an intelligent way. And that's not verbatim, obviously, but that's basically what you're doing here. You're deciding to, and intelligence is heaven, right? So you're deciding that now you're going to side with more of the light side rather than like literally, what do I want to, not to, not to, you know, act or operate out of the dark and shadow side first. It's like this always has to be the last scenario. Like this is what you use. Like this is what you use as like your backup. Okay, this is how I operate. This is what you use as your backup. So it's like, know that you have the fucking missiles and all that shit. And if my country wants to basically take this for like as a piece of advice, amen to that, where it's like, use your missiles, have the missiles, right? Use them as backup, right? But the whole thing is like, we don't need to use these right away. We don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? We need to discuss shit. We need to make things a little bit lighter, a little bit win-win situations. And then you do the pouncing once you can no longer handle fucking shit. Okay, so that's basically what I want to say. It's like, I want to give you permission to not spiritual person, like, or as a spirited person, you know, people see me happy go lucky a lot of the times, but at the same time, that's only because I've dealt with all of my fucking negative shit. I actually don't hide it. I would actually even rather display it because I don't give a shit. But at the same time, a feeling needs to be there with that, you know, in terms of display. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to because of the fact that I'm just like exhausted by it. But at the same time, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's like I do have a shadow side to me, like everybody does. So you can't ignore it, and you can't try to perfect it in terms of like, oh, it's not there, or ignore it